I really want to take a moment to just talk about the cornerback situation for the New England Patriots. We all kind of know that was a weak point last season. I've got to tell you, I feel optimistic this upcoming season that the Patriots are going to improve not only in the cornerback situation, but also just the entire defense overall. I feel as though last season there was a couple of drastic differences compared to this season. We obviously had J.C. Jackson, but when you look behind J.C. Jackson last season, we were left with almost borderline nothing because, first off, Jonathan Jones got injured very early in the season, and that kind of left us high and dry there. And then, really, with Jalen Mills, I feel like coming in year one into the system was pretty difficult for him, and there was some weak moments, some stronger moments. It did go better than it could have, but it obviously didn't go as great as it could have either. So I think there was some weakness there as well. I really feel like genuinely we will have some improvement this year at the cornerback position. uh, First off, we're going to get Jonathan Jones back, which is great. Jonathan Jones has been a favorite of mine for quite a while now on the New England Patriots. But not only having him back, we're getting Jalen Mills in year two with the Patriots, and I think that's going to help out a lot. I think we're going to see a better Jalen Mills. He's still only 28, so he's not out of his prime yet. He's probably right in his prime. I think seeing year two at the cornerback position for the New England Patriots is going to be a lot easier for him to adjust to. We also know that last offseason was a little bit shaky as well. So in general, I think we're going to get a better Jalen Mills this upcoming season. Not only that, we also picked up Terrence Mitchell. He's 30, so he's kind of at the end. He's on the, what did they say? He's not on the better end of 30, basically. He's heading into his older years in the NFL. We're not going to expect to see. I don't even think he's been a great player ever, but he could be a decent veteran presence, and we could see him get some time actually at the cornerback position. We're also bringing back Malcolm Butler. That's kind of old news, but you might remember we're bringing Malcolm Butler back. That's kind of a hit or miss thing. This could really be a boom or bust situation where he could really pick up kind of where he left off and be a pretty decent cornerback, or he could just be kind of a no-show for us and not really do anything. So that one could swing either way. That could actually make a drastic difference in how things go. And then there's a couple of younger guys that are on the team that were on the team, including Sean Wade, who because of injury we never really got to see. I'm excited for him because during the Ravens, what was it, preseason, I think he played really well. He didn't get a full offseason with us, but he played really, really well for the Ravens during the preseason, and take that with a grain of salt. But that does mean something, and I'm an Ohio State fan. I've seen him play quite a bit, and I'm really excited about him. He's 6'1", 191 pounds, and he's only 23 years old. And he's coming into his second season, and he gets a full offseason here, and he has plenty of experience around the Patriots organization. So that's an exciting prospect, and I know a lot of you were actually excited about him when we first picked him up. So it's going to be interesting to see what he ends up doing. We have Jawan Williams. He's only 24 years old, even though he's heading into his fourth season. So he came into the NFL as a 20-year-old. He's 6'3", 212 pounds. And for some reason, I still just feel like Jawan Williams will become a bigger part of the defense at some point where he actually will be a solid starter. I feel optimistic about it. Maybe I'm wrong. But I feel like at 6'3", 212 pounds, he has 4 years experience in the system. And we also heard a lot of great things about him coming out of college. He was a player that another player that a lot of people were excited about. Bill Belichick had a lot of nice things to say about him. And I feel like he will get more playing time this upcoming season, and I'm very excited for that. Now, also, Miles Bryant, a guy who last season played kind of that slot cornerback position, where he played the number 3 corner. And he played well at times and bad at times, but I feel optimistic that he could step up and be a bigger part of this team, and if he improves upon the good moments and gets rid of some of those bad moments, I feel like he could get a really big part on this defense. So if you're picking up on the trends here, there's a ton of options at cornerbacks. Obviously, there isn't a lot of cornerbacks that can play on the field all at once, so it's going to be really competitive. All these people I'm naming off, I don't think anybody's terrible. And I think that's the really good thing here is that I don't think any of these guys that I'm mentioning here are bad at all. So these guys are all okay at worst, and it's going to be up to somebody, a couple of people, to really step up. But the good news is that there's so many options, and I have to imagine a couple of guys are going to pop off randomly, When you're naming 7, 8 guys that you feel optimistic about, somebody's got to do good. Somebody's got to do something here. Now, that's not even including the rookies that we got this season, because we have Jack Jones and Marcus Jones that we just drafted, 23 and 24 respectively, and they both seem pretty promising, okay? Jack Jones especially was a guy who had a problematic history with some criminal offenses, but the thing is he was extremely talented. I think he was a highly recruited high school player, and it just never really panned out. He had some good moments at Arizona State, actually, where he got a second chance, or even a third chance, I don't even know. But I'm hoping that we get kind of that flashy talent from him, and he's able to just absorb the knowledge that this organization is going to give him. He is going to have a prime opportunity to take advantage of his natural, just he was born gifted. He's one of those players, obviously, and I'm really hoping we see him pick up and use his talent, take in the knowledge, and really work with it. Marcus Jones isn't too shabby either. I'm not quite as excited about Marcus Jones, even though I think Marcus Jones was drafted before Jack Jones. I really feel like Marcus Jones, at 5'8", I mean, that's a pretty difficult size. It's very similar to Miles Bryant, who's 5'9". He is, let's see, 10 pounds lighter than Miles Bryant. He's 5'8", 175 pounds. So he would have to, I would imagine, would have to play inside corner, maybe safety he could get away with. But, I mean, interesting prospect to say the least. But again, I haven't named a single bad player here. I think everybody has talent. Everybody has a chance to step up and start on this team. There is no dedicated starting cornerback here out of this group. So I'm hoping we see a couple of these young guys really step up and we get some really young talent at the cornerback position. That would be really, really exciting. And just to kind of piggyback off of what I'm talking about, I will make a safety video about the safeties. But I am excited that, first off, we have Devin McCourty returning for yet another season. He's 34 years old, legendary Patriots cornerback. I mean, safety, better yet. He was a cornerback, actually, year one, but safety for the most part over the course of his career. Obviously, I'm so happy to have him back. Adrian Phillips, who's been improving steadily every single season. He's 30 years old now, still has a couple of years left in him for sure. Now a veteran in the system. Also excited for him. And then, of course, we have Kyle Duggar, who also improved greatly last season. He's only 26, so we have many more years to come, hopefully, with Kyle Duggar. He had many interceptions, actually, last season, from what I remember. Super excited to see him. But there's one player in particular that I'm very excited about, a newcomer here, Jabril Peppers out of Michigan. 26 years old, 5'11", 213 pounds. Highly touted rookie safety. I think he was drafted in the first round by the Browns. Was he drafted by the Browns? I think he was drafted by the Browns and then eventually somehow ended up on the Giants and then now ended up with us. But he's 26 years old, obviously a guy who's gifted, and I think with the right people around him, he could become a talented safety. I think the direction we're seeing this team move in is that we're going to see Devin McCourty and Adrian Phillips exit the system within the next couple of seasons. Devin McCourty being 34, Adrian Phillips being 30. I don't think we are going to see these guys in 2 seasons. I think what the Patriots are setting up to do is to have Jabril Peppers and Kyle Duggar at the safety position. So they have 2 younger, talented safeties that can really absorb that knowledge and step up in the system. The only problem I have is I really don't know if either of these guys would be a good true free safety like Devin McCourty has been, and they might want to end up getting another guy in the future that would be that true, just over-top deep safety like Devin McCourty has been for years to come. Otherwise, they're going to have to change up the system, obviously, if they can't get a player that can be like that. Not exactly that good, obviously, but somebody that can be like that. Now, if Devin McCourty retires first, I think Adrian Phillips would be a good candidate to step into that Devin McCourty system. But being 30, we only have limited time with him either. So it's not a long-term solution. It's more of a Band-Aid, I think. But we have options. I'm really excited about the defensive backs. I think there's a lot of talent, a lot that can go right. And it's going to be really hard for, I don't think this will happen, but it would be really difficult for none of these guys to somehow step up and just be good. I think we're going to see one of these seasons where somebody's going to step up and be the new star cornerback for the Patriots. I think we have that guy on the team. It's just a question of who is it out of this group of guys. There's a lot of young talent, a lot of veteran talent that's kind of moving into the system and getting more comfortable with it. I'm super excited for this, guys, and I feel like we're going to improve on the defensive side of the ball for sure this upcoming season. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe for the best Patriots content on YouTube. I'll see you guys in the next one.